Hi, everybody, and we are together to talk about why astrologers feared the current planetary positions. And if you're in part of the 151 countries around the world that are being affected by the COVID-19 virus or whatever you want to call it, um, this is the most extraordinary time to be alive right now. And what I'm going to look at are the planets and how they align themselves and how it affects the whole world. If you don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ev. I've been doing astrology since the 1970s, and it's now a business of mine because it's helped so many people with their choices and decisions. So, moving forward, what planets are we talking about that are affecting us so dramatically? We're looking today, for example, it's like the alarm clock. Jupiter and Pluto have come together. Boom, they're touching one another. So the alarm is going off, and the two big planets, Jupiter is represented by philosophy, expansion. It's also luck. It's also success, benevolence, and ethics, optimism, foreign culture, travel. Remember these words, and goodwill. So that kind of energy with the planet Jupiter is joining forces. So it's like putting two ingredients into a recipe, and the next ingredient that is going into play is Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. It also has to do with death. It has to do with intensity, places that we don't want to go, things that are very uncomfortable, underground, secretiveness. What else? There's so many words that rebirth, greed, courage. It also deals with pandemic. And looking back, we could say all the appropriate words. But for each planet and sign and aspect, I have a list of about 20 words that I could use. And the intuitiveness is which words do I want to put together with what's going on. So it also has to do with privacy. So now you combine the expansion of Pluto with Jupiter, and it's like, this is a big problem. Well, no kidding, right, Sherlock? We know this is a big problem. But what can I tell you? How long is it going to last? And what is the purpose of it? Look, we're all going to have a different way of looking at death right now. Because when you look at death, whenever anyone has a near death experience or come close to death, and now we're all feeling it collectively, it makes us rethink our values and put everything in place. So the other planets that are involved with this right now is Saturn and Venus. Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn is about constriction, it's about responsibility, it's about structure, it's about government, it's about obligation, it's the elder, it's security, it's control, it's boundaries. And there's always, with all this control and boundaries, we will find success, but it is slow. Saturn is known for slow. Take your time. Slow and steady wins the race. So it also pulls you in. It pulls everything in and keeps everything contained. And that is joined it with Venus. Venus is in Gemini. Gemini has to do with communication, networking, and Venus is about our money. It's about our possessions. It's about our relationships, what we love. So yeah, we've had restrictions on the everything that we've been doing, everything we love to do out the window. All that entertainment, all the sports, going out to eat. Venus has to do with our food, everything. So that is having a direct relationship. It's called a trine, 120-degree angle with Jupiter and Pluto. Well, what does that mean? Well, the nice thing about a trine is that the energy is going to be beneficial. It's also going to be an easy energy. It's a form of protection, and it's a vision, and it's supportive. So this is going to clear up. Everybody knows it. It's just we've all been so used to having everything we want, immediate gratification, and then all of a sudden, like, we can't travel. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't even go to work. We're prisoners in our own homes. And I can't believe some of the people that live in gorgeous estates and homes, and they're complaining that, oh, I'm going crazy. Well, what about poor people that live in a 500 square foot apartment in the inner city, and they can't go out and they have to stay confined like that? Who would ever have dreamt that this would happen? Now, speaking of dreaming, we also have Neptune in Pisces. Well, what does that mean? Neptune is the ruling planet of Pisces, which means they have shared energies, and when they're together, they're that much stronger. It's the energy on steroids, just like this virus, it's on steroids. So that type of energy is illusion, delusion. It's magical. It's confusion. It's escapism. It's alcohol, drugs, you name it. Anything that puts you into another world, out of reality. No shape, no form, no structure. That is the feeling of Neptune. So you put all that stuff together, and I believe, yeah, Mercury has just entered Pisces. Well, remember, Mercury is about communication. So, yeah, our communication is misleading. Our communication is fuzzy. It's confusing. Everyone thinks they know what they're talking about. They don't know how many people even knew the word epidemiology. They can't even pronounce it. And now everybody's become an expert. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, we have a problem, but really, epidemiology is a collection of data and crunching out numbers and spitting out statistics and probabilities. Yeah, if you have a pandemic or an epidemic, you got a densely populated area, with millions of people, and a certain percentage that anyone would expect, the 1% or whatever, are going to die. Of course we're going to have death. Of course we're going to have problems, especially in the dense places, especially where we have problems of homelessness and every other thing. You're all smart enough to figure this out. What I don't appreciate is that we've given up our power of thinking for ourselves. Now is the time to look at your own individual power and take hold of it and discern and say, wait a minute, is this true for me or isn't it true? We are now developing, because Jupiter also has to do with philosophy. We're all developing on our own level our sense of our own philosophy about death, our own philosophy about government and structure and the powers that be. All that is changing, and we're part of the big change. There are a lot of great things that have come of this horrible frozen in time, which is also frozen, could be a word for Pluto. Time is a word for Saturn. So it's very interesting how we can manipulate the words to make it fit into the current situation. But it's a time to reflect also and see what are the benefits. What are the beneficial aspects to all this? Well, the Earth is getting a break from all the pollution, so the pollution levels have plummeted. Also, we are slowing down our lifestyle and the way we live. And that's also very beneficial to the human psyche. We're taking time now. We have time to meditate. We have time to go inward. The answers are all within. They're not out there with the media and the government telling us the answers. We know the right answers. And so, this cosmos that we live in gives us a blueprint with the astrology out there. And the purpose here of my page is to help you understand that there are ways that you can learn astrology for yourself, or you can hire someone that you trust, and someone like me or whatever. Put your own intuition into it. And we will also be looking at different ways to discern, using your intuition, using pendulums, using energetic medicine, ancient medicine. All this is ours to the taking. And with the new age of Aquarius that we've just birthed, there's going to be a lot of new changes, because it's all about one. We are all one as a whole, the collective humanitarian platform. There is no I'm better than you. Notice how the whole socioeconomic spectrum has been shuffled. So, it doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, or you're a homeless person. We're all in this together. Every single person on the planet is affected by this virus, a microscopic virus. Well, even submicroscopic. You have to use an electron microscope to look at it. So it is an amazing time. Make the best of it. Again, give me a thumbs up if you liked it. I'd love to hear where you're all from, what your name is. I'd love to hear your take on astrology. Put in the comments, if you will, what you'd like to see in the future. Feel free to share this post with anyone that you feel may benefit from this. And again, I thank you for not judging. I'm an amateur at being in front of the camera. I'm getting used to it, but I'm having some of my friends collaborate with me so we could have a discussion, which I'm way better at discussions than talking by myself. But I'm doing this for you. I hope you get some benefit from it. Down the road, we have classes coming up. April 15th, there's a class online. Just check out the page. You'll see the Facebook page. And then also we have other classes coming up. And my book, when I have nothing else to do, I'm finishing up my book, How to Interpret Your Own Chart. So thank you so much. Again, share, like, and give me a little heart. I love you all, and be safe.